Hello, my name is Janelle Bright and I'm from Ghana. I study in First Moscow State Medical University and I'm in my fifth year. And then, it's a beautiful weather in Moscow today. A whole lot of people around walking up and down with a whole lot of cards and pictures and a whole lot of things. They're celebrating one thing, that is 9th of May. Wow, that's a beautiful one. 9th of May, wow, that is the Victory Day of Russia. Everybody's celebrating because that was the day Russia won the Second World War. Okay, so on a beautiful sunny day like this, Russians are in the best mood. So let's go ask Russians, what is this day for them? How do they enjoy Victory Day and what does it mean to them? So let's go ask them.
May 9th is not just a holiday. It is one of the great days revered not only in Russia but also in many other countries affected by the invaders. Victory Day is a holiday that is important for every family and every citizen. It is difficult to find a man who would not have been touched in any way by a terrible war that killed millions of soldiers and civilians. The first Victory Day in history was celebrated in 1945.
Okay, so as you can all see, we are in a very big park. Very big park with a lot of people on this park. Look, we have monuments. And so this park is called Park Pobеды. That is in Russian, and in English it means Victory Park. This park was actually made because of the victory Russia had. Okay, so you can see a whole lot of big arms. You can see over there are lots of big arms that shows how strong Russia is. Okay, so let's go see.
In the new Russia, Victory Day remained a great holiday. In squares and concert venues, there are performances of famous and new artists. Mass celebrations which last from morning till late night. On this day, citizens of all ages go to monuments and memorials, lay flowers and wreaths to those who died during this great war.
Good day. Good day,
My friend.
Good day, my friend.
How do you do, my friend?
I'm okay, and you?
Very well.
Yeah, very well.
Very
Thank
well.
you. All right.
What does this holiday mean to you as a Russian?
For me, Victory Day is a holiday celebrating life. There is nothing in the world's history with such a high cost. If there were no Victory Day, there would be no us. This park would not be here, neither these monuments. Victory Day bought us everything, most importantly our lives. It is the day that defined our future, the future of all mankind.
This is the greatest day of the greatest sorrow, but also of joy, because it's capable of very much, especially protecting their shrines.
Victory Day is a holy holiday and our most important holiday. A holiday that brings tears to the eyes of an older generation, yet also a holiday for the young. Victory was won by young men and women, and we remember them.
Victory Park on Pakolona Hill is one of the largest memorial complexes in Russia and in the world. It is dedicated to the victory in the Great Patriotic War. Samples of military equipment are presented, like tanks, airplanes, and German combat vehicles. On the Pobeditelny Square, there is a monument 141.8 meters high. And this figure reminds Russians of 1,418 days and nights of the Great Patriotic War. How do you explain this holiday to a foreigner who does not know anything about the Victory Day?
In our family, to celebrate the tradition of the 9th of May, we come to Poklonaya Hill, congratulate veterans, give gifts and flowers, and are photographed with them. We do this to ensure that our children will remember Victory Day.
Who among your family or relatives, or maybe a family friend who went for the Second World War?
My family has fought and defended the earth. My grandfather was a military medic, went through the war and was in Germany 3 times. And my grandmother was also a military medic in 1943 and was surrounded. Because of this, she couldn't see my grandfather for a long time. When they were no longer surrounded, she returned home, and for 2 years she knew nothing of her husband, my grandfather. In 1945, they finally met.
I fought in the war. For 15 years I experienced the days of the occupation and later served on the front line in an assault battalion. 500 people from my village went to the front. 280 did not return. My uncle was lost, my cousin was lost, 2 of my brothers were wounded. Cousins were also wounded. So this day won't just pass us by.
The first Victory Day in history was celebrated in 1945, exactly at 6 a.m. on all radio and television stations of the country. There was a decree of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet of the USSR was solemnly read out about the May 9th appointment as the Victory Day. This evening in Moscow, there were salutes of victory, a grand spectacle of those times. Thousands of anti-aircraft guns fired 30 victorious volleys.